Hello friends, I am Arpit and I am here with today's analysis. Today is 14th of September and we are going to deal with two very important topics. Out of these two, one is in news, very important, that is S. Jaishankar visits Germany. This is Dr. S. Jaishankar's second visit in 2024 in Germany. The first one was done for Munich Security Conference. This is part of this 100-day plan which the Modi 3.0 government was targeting, and every minister, including the foreign minister, is doing their job. Germany is a very important partner for India in Europe. If I talk about India and Germany, both have a strategic relationship established. Both are collaborating in multiple domains, specifically, the renewable energy domain, because Germany is known to have gained a lot of expertise in that. Apart from that, automobile sector or digitalization and all, we are also collaborating with each other. Next is SDG and gender equality. This is SDG 5, and this is going to be a very, very important SDG because this SDG, if achieved, then only we can think of being a developed country by 2047. The Prime Minister has talked about it from the podiums in his Independence Day speeches multiple times since 2022 when he said that the Amrit Kal has begun. But the entire world is struggling to meet the gender equality targets. The Global Gender Gap Report, which is published by the World Economic Forum, the last year's report states that it will take 131 years from now to bridge this gap and bring parity between males and females. That is obviously concerning. So let's get started. Today, no MCQs, just a change. Uh, there were no probable MCQs as well. So we'll do it without that. Now, Mr. S. Shankar visits Germany. Now, it is India's, hallmark, I would say. In diplomacy, we are claiming ourselves to be the Vishwamitra. And when we are claiming ourselves to be the Vishwamitra, our activities should be in line with being Vishwamitra. If you are traveling to Russia, we are traveling to Ukraine also. If we are traveling to Southeast Asia, we are traveling to Europe as well. If we are traveling to any part of the country, or sorry, any part of the world, we know what repercussions it is going to have. And this brand of Indian diplomacy is bold diplomacy. I know it is very difficult. It is not so easy to maintain ties with all. It is very convenient to be on one side, antagonize the other side. But India's, ethos have never been like this, whether it be from the Cold War era, we were non-aligned, or it be during this era where, people are referring to us as an all-aligned country in a multilateral world. Friends with all. After all, we need to uphold the principle that is Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. This principle definitely takes us a long, long way. So, the External Affairs Minister, S. Jaishankar's recent visit to Germany has been important for us because it is important in deepening the India-Germany strategic partnership. Germany being a very important country in Europe, Germany is also an economy which is in the top five, like USA, China, Germany, Japan, and India. These are top five economies. So it is very much instrumental to integrate or to collaborate with Germany. His meetings in Berlin with German leaders were focused on expanding collaborations across various sectors and addressing global challenges. This is his second trip to Germany this year. Previous one was Munich Security Conference. The context of this visit, this is part of the 100-day program which the Narendra Modi government, when it was formed in its third term, pledged to take. That we will do these works. Every ministry pledged to take these, adopt certain tasks, targets, and they are accomplishing them. And this visit to Germany is definitely part of it. Jaishankar highlighted that India has recently completed its general elections, resulting in a government receiving its third successive mandate. This continuity allows the Indian government to undertake new initiatives effectively. The 100-day agenda, as part of Prime Minister Modi's directive, Jaishankar is focusing upon meeting key international partners, with Germany being a priority. So, this is part of this 100-day agenda. Now, key points and remarks made by Mr. S. Jaishankar. He was doing a public meeting kind of over there, and not a public meeting, but yes, it was kind of a press interview which he was doing, and there he highlighted certain points about India's growth story. So, on September 10, 2024, External Affairs Minister Mr. S. Jaishankar addressed the media following his discussion with German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock. So, economic and technological advancements in India, he talked about it. Ms. Baerbock was also, amused with UPI of India. That is basically a digital transaction system or a platform in India. So he talked about India's digitalization, India's economic growth as well. So he said that India is now nearly $4 trillion economy. It took us a long time to be here. Like when we got these LPG reforms done in 1991, we were a $270 billion economy. From there, it took us around 16, 17 years. In 2007-8, we became a $1 trillion economy. From 2007-8, it took around 7 years, 7-8 years to add another trillion in that. In 2013-14, we became a $2 trillion economy. Then from there, it took another 7-8 years. In 2020-21, we became a $3 trillion economy. It took us the same amount of time to add 1 trillion because, we can partly owe it to COVID, but yes, not entirely. But after that, 2021 to 2024 we are in, we added another trillion in the next 3.5 years. It is expected that the next trillion will be added in the next 2 years. This is the power of compounding, and that is why India has kept this target for itself that by 2027-28, it will become a $5 trillion economy. And it is definitely achievable. Now we are nearing to $4 trillion economy with an 8% growth rate forecasted for the coming decades. When I talk about infrastructure development, rapid infrastructure expansion with new airports, metro systems, highways and railways are being built. Digital transformation. India has undergone a massive digital transformation, especially after 2015 when the Digital India program was implemented. India leads in digital financial transactions, UPI, with significant advancements in housing, health coverage, and small business loans. Startup ecosystems, home to third largest startup ecosystem and 117 unicorns. India's global relevance, if I talk about technological prowess, achievements in space exploration, vaccine production, and semiconductor industry, India is gaining there in semiconductor industry. We've already pledged to establish 4 semiconductor plants, out of which one is a fabrication plant and 3 are assembly units. Future initiatives, plans for new industrial zones, skill development, logistics improvements, and aviation expansion. These are there, and India's aviation industry is also very promising, which is growing at a cumulative annual growth rate of more than 10%. Importance of foreign policy. Global cooperation, he emphasizes the need for collaboration in green energy, sustainable urbanization, and emerging technologies like AI and green hydrogen. And Germany is excelling already in these technologies, that is, the green technologies, we call it. Supply chain and security stresses the importance of reliable supply chains and trusted digital partnerships for global stability. Global context, if I talk about it, the shifting world order. Global landscape is transitioning from post 1945 arrangements towards a more multipolar world. He said that multipolarity is there, but multipolarity is also evolving. It is not like multipolarity has become stagnant. There are new poles emerging, the existing poles relatively getting weakened or sidetracked. This is all happening in the world right now. European Union and Germany's role, Germany's strategic awareness and role in the evolving global scenario are of significant interest to India. He said that there is interdependence as well, emphasizes the need for partnerships and convergence in a globalized world. Migration agreement. The Migration and Mobility Partnership Agreement signed in December 2022 between India and Germany has facilitated smoother movement of skills and talent between both these countries. Obviously, more Indians are moving in Germany, settling over there, studying over there. There are currently 1,25,000 Indian nationals working in Germany, and the number of Indian students has reached 50,000. They were less than 10,000 10 years ago. So this is like this. Visa efficiency. Jaishankar thanked Foreign Minister Baerbock for efforts to improve the speed and efficiency of visa issuance to Indians by Germans. Now, key areas of collaboration between India and Germany. Trade and economic collaboration. Current status, trade stands at approximately $30 billion annually with substantial investments from both sides. Germany's investments in India is around USD 25 million. Potential, if I talk about, Jaishankar highlighted significant untapped opportunities for growth, emphasizing the strategic value of deepening economic ties. Upcoming events, intergovernmental consultations. Upcoming 7th intergovernmental consultations will be crucial for setting future directions. Business conferences, the 18th Asia Pacific Conference of German Businesses, APK 2024 is going to happen in New Delhi, is going to be very much significant for business ties, and this is going to happen somewhere around October, November. Sustainability, Green and Sustainable Development Partnership aims for environment sustainable economic growth. Germany, as I told you, has excelled a lot in this domain, that is green technologies, and it is one of the world's largest producer of renewable energy. So India is also eyeing for increasing its renewable production, and hence the partnership is suitable for both these countries. Defense and security cooperation between India and Germany, if I talk about, so recent developments are the first ever joint air exercise were conducted, and there are plans for future naval cooperation, including ship visits to Goa. Now, as a task for you guys in the comment section, mention the name of this particular exercise between Indian Air Force and the German Air Force. This is the first ever, so it becomes important. Future prospects. Jaishankar and German officials discussed closer cooperation in defense technology and production, underscoring a commitment to a rules-based international order. Technological and scientific collaboration. Historical context, we are celebrating 50 years of science and technology cooperation. The partnership has been marked by significant, I would say, innovation between both the countries. Opportunities, collaboration in AI, space technology, and biotechnology is emphasized. An early meeting of the Trade and Technology Council is planned to enhance the cooperation between both these countries. India EU Free Trade Agreement, which is referred to as BTIA. Bilateral trade and investment agreement between India and EU is being negotiated since the year 2007. But unfortunately, it has not been adopted yet. Germany being part of EU, definitely India pushed Germany to be, representing India's case in EU so that faster adoption of this free trade agreement between India and EU happens. Progress on the free trade agreement with the EU is a critical focus, with Germany's support being important for acceleration. Then strategic partnership for global challenges. So we are already strategic partners. Both nations are active in international forums. Both nations are also part of G4, that is Group of Four. Group of four countries are India, Germany, Brazil, and Japan, advocating each other's membership in the United Nations. So G4, India, Brazil, Germany, plus Japan. What do they do? UNSC permanent membership or permanent seat for all four. We are advocating. So we are part of this. We are also, collaborating in addressing climate change, cyber security, geopolitical stability. Collaborative potential discussions included potential joint efforts in third countries where shared interests are exist. And finally, green development, progress in green and sustainable development partnership with 38 agreements valued at 3.22 billion euros are already going on between India and Germany. This clearly highlights the important role of Germany in our clean energy pathways. So, That is it from India and Germany, from Mr. Jaishankar's meeting in Germany. It becomes important for us because, international relations, it is going to be a very vital part. Next is SDG 5. So, as we are going on with our theme, we've covered 4 SDGs in the last 4 days. Today, we'll be picking up SDG 5, that is gender equality. This is very much needed. Gender equality, if it does not happen, we cannot dream of becoming a developed country because around half of your population will be ignored. Around half of the population will be deprived of basic rights like education, like sanitation, like healthcare, like food. Can you imagine of being a developed country in this scenario where half of the population is marginalized? We can't. And the root cause is patriarchy. Why this gender equality is not there. And if we do not promote this, then we can't live, happy lives. One second, we can't live a developed country's life. Future generations, future to future generations will not live a developed, I would say, life, or will not be living in a developed India. There are certain facts we need to take into account. For example, the Global Gender Gap Index states that it would take 131 years from now to bring parity between male and females in the world. There is this gap which this index is assessing. Anyways, let us look at the world with respect to gender equality. The world is not on track to achieve gender equality by 2030. 300 years to end child marriage. It will take 286 years to close gaps in legal protection and remove discriminatory laws. 140 years to achieve equal representation in leadership in the workplace. So these many years it will take. According to the Global Gender Gap Index, it will take 131 years to bridge the gap. Global Gender Gap Index, pursues parameters like political representation of women, economic participation of women, or access to healthcare, access to education in among women versus men. So it is like this. Legislated gender quotas are effective to achieve equality in politics. Like, for example, one-third reservation we are giving in the third tier, and now with the passage of Women's Reservation Bill in India, we will be giving one-third reservation to women in the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and the legislative assemblies as well. So, this is going to help. But yes, 30.9% of the countries are applying quotas currently for women. 21.2% countries are without quota. This is the data of 2022. India earlier was here, now is here. So let us see. You know, at the third tier, we were already giving, but yes, in the I would say first and second tier, we have now, or we will give now from 2029 onwards, probably if the delimitation happens. Nearly half of married women lack decision-making power over their sexual and reproductive health and rights. This is simply patriarchy, nothing else. 1 in 5 young women are married before their 18th birthday. This is basically highlighting the child marriage. So, goal 5 of this is all about gender equality. It talks about ending all discrimination against women and girls. It is not only a fundamental human right, but also essential for sustainable development. So, as I said, that sustainable development is not only environment friendly development, it is people friendly development also. And people in comprise of men and females both. So, if development is one sided, not taking into account the females, that will not be sustainable development. This goal focuses on eliminating all forms of violence, trafficking, and sexual exploitation, recognizing and valuing unpaid care, domestic work, etc. It ensures women's full and effective participation and equal opportunities in leadership and decision making all across the domains. The Goal 5 targets: 5.1, end all forms of discrimination against all women and girls everywhere. As simple as that. 5.2, eliminate all forms of violence against all women and girls, including trafficking and exploitation. Women are trafficked for prostitution, forced labor, sex slaves, etc., etc. That should stop. Eliminate harmful practices such as child marriage and FGM. Recognize and value unpaid care, domestic work, and promote shared responsibility. ensure women's full participation and equal leadership opportunities in political, economic, and public life. Ensure universal access to sexual and reproductive health and rights. So this is very much important. There should be access to contraceptives. Women should have the right to, say whether they want to indulge in sexual activities or not, whether they want to increase their family or not, whether they want to go for pregnancy or not. They should have that right. So reproductive and I would say reproductive health is all about physical sexual health, when your sexual organs are in good health, good shape, and mentally also you are healthy, means you are having the right to make choices. Then reform laws to give women equal rights to economic resources and property, enhance the use of technology to promote women's empowerment, and adopt and enforce policies and legislations for gender equality and empowerment. Current challenges in this women empowerment or equality, gender equality, obviously there are, that is why it is not being able to achieve. First is economic inequality. Economic inequality means the participation of women in the labor workforce is less, first of all. Second of all, where whoever or whichever woman is participating, equal pay for equal work as compared to men is not experienced by women. Means they are paid less for the same work and men are paid more. Men are preferred over women in employment because women definitely, when they get married, they obviously increase their family, get pregnant, then they will be going on leaves to take care for the child. They have that added responsibility of the household on them, due to which many employers think that they are not able to concentrate on work. They are always divided, or their mental status is always divided. That is why they don't prefer females, they prefer males. This is the reality, the dark reality. So, economic inequality exists. Violence and exploitation, sexual violence, unequal domestic responsibilities, and discrimination in public offices remain significant barriers. Impact of COVID-19. The pandemic has worsened these issues with increases in sexual violence, added care work for women due to school closures, and majority of health and social workers being women. So, COVID definitely has impacted. Sexual violence against them has increased. Their burden or responsibilities of taking care of the children who have been dropped out from school has increased because of school closures and all. Then long-term projections about women at the current rate: 300 years to end child marriage, 286 years to close legal protection gaps, 140 years for equal representation in the workplace. So equal representation in the workplace, we have moved a far way in this. We have progressed in this. That is why you're saying the least number of years, or one of the least number of years, 140 years for equal representation. 47 years to achieve equal representation in national parliaments. So let's see how this progress is done. The political progress for the women and the economic progress for the women. Decision making power. Nearly half of married women lack decision making over their sexual and reproductive health. 35% of women aged 15 to 49 have experienced physical or sexual violence. One in three girls in certain regions undergo FGM, which can have severe health consequences. Impact on life quality. Violence undermines women's quality of life and societal participation. So certain facts and figures: only 15.4% of goal 5 indicators are on track, 61.5 are moderately distant, and 23.1% are far from the targets. 2.4 billion women do not have equal economic rights as men, with 178 countries maintaining legal barriers. Child marriage in 2019, 1 in 5 women aged 20 to 24 were married before 18 years of age. So that is disturbing. When I talk about India and SDG 5, what is India doing? India is definitely talking about Nari Shakti. India is definitely talking about Lakpati Didis, where females in the rural areas are being employed or being made part of an SHG, and the target there is to make them do some work and at least make them earn 1 lakh rupees in a year. Thing is, make them do some work. It is not going to be a freebie. They can operate drones, fly drones to supply fertilizers or I would say pesticides in the agricultural fields. They can come into SHGs to produce any good, like they can produce papads, they can produce pickle, so that their income increases. The thing is, females should be brought into the economic net. We are also running campaigns like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, where we need to generate awareness about the female infanticide, feticide, and all, and obviously the importance about their education. We've also launched this Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, sorry, which is part of Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. In this Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, a bank account can be opened for a girl child. Till 14 years, you have to deposit money in that bank account. 1.5 lakh rupees in a year maximum you can deposit. When she turns 14 years of age, you stop depositing and government will give you interest on that. You can withdraw half of the money when she turns 18 for her higher education. Only half the money. And rest half you can withdraw for her marriage. Let's suppose if you don't withdraw for her education, you can withdraw the entire amount for her marriage whenever she gets married. So this lessens the burden of dowry on the parents, which is a dark reality again about females in this country. So let us see what India has achieved despite of these programs which I just mentioned. The goal 5, the sex ratio, 929 sex ratio at birth means 929 females are born as compared to 1000 males. That is obviously in favor of males. That is 0.76 ratio of female to male earnings. Regular wage salary employees means females are earning 76% of males. 0.48 ratio of female to male labor force participation means against one, if one male is participating, 0.48 females are participating. 74.10% of married women have their demand for family planning met by any modern method. 53.9% of women own a mobile phone they themselves use. 210 among every 1000 persons in managerial posts are women. 13.96% operational landholders are female only. And 88.7% of married women participate in 3 household decisions. So this is what it looks like in India. Obviously, the figure is, or I would say, the things are a bit concerning. Now, Goal 5 index states scores range between 39 and 74. UT's score range between 41 and 65. This is basically the score given by Niti Aayog, because Niti Aayog has been made responsible for implementing the SDGs and achieving the targets in India. Top performers, Nagaland, Lakshadweep are leading in performance. Front runners, 4 states and 1 UT are in front runners category. Aspirants, 12 states and 2 UTs are in the aspirants category. Key indicators, sex ratio, 929 females per 1000 males according to NFHS 5 2019-20 to 21. National target, 950 females per 1000 males. Top performer Tripura, 1028 females per 1000 males. Lowest ratio Goa, 838 females per 1000 males. But let me tell you, this National Family Health Survey is a sample survey. The actual figure which we will come to know will be in the census. Wage gap among regular employees, current ratio, women earn about 75% of what men earn. Top states Rajasthan 0.91 and Goa 0.90. Rajasthan seeing over here is good because Rajasthan is considered to be a bastion of patriarchy. Lowest ratio Odisha 0.59. Top UTs Delhi, where women are earning almost equal, bilkul equal, and Ladakh 0.87. Female labor force participation rate, current ratio 0.48, aged 15 to 59, means if one man is there, 0.48 women are there. National target 1, parity should be there. Top state Himachal Pradesh 0.89, lowest state Assam 0.22. Women in managerial positions, current rate 210 women per 1000 managerial posts. So it can be considered as only 21% women are there in the managerial posts. 79% of the managerial posts are held by males. Top state Nagaland, that is 286 women per 1000 positions. Top UT Delhi, 221 women per 1000 positions. Family planning, current satisfaction rate 74.1% of currently married women are satisfied that they are having this say in family planning, which is a very good figure, I would say. Top state Andhra Pradesh, lowest state Manipur, top UT is Puducherry over here. Operational land holdings. 13.96% of female operated land holdings are there. Agriculture census 2015-16, this tells us about. Top states Meghalaya, lowest state Punjab, and the national target is 50% female operated land holdings should be there. Women owning mobile phones is 53.9%. Top state Goa, 91.2%. Lowest state Madhya Pradesh, that is 38.5%, and top UT is Lakshadweep. Women participation in household decisions, 88.7% according to National Family Health Survey. Top state Nagaland, lowest Karnataka, top UT is Puducherry. So these are the indicators which we need to understand and know. And also the programs which I told you in the beginning, that is Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Lakpati Didi initiative, or there are many more which are aiming at improving the healthcare for the females, the nutritional availability for the females, the delay in marriage for them. I can go on, the list is long. Like for example, PM Ujjwala Yojana definitely is aiming to increase or improve their health. The Jal Jeevan Mission, which supplies water in the houses, again improving their health, saving their time, making them participate in economic activities. So there are many, I would say, schemes. In every scheme, almost you can link it with women empowerment. It is just your, I would say, thought process. So with this, we come to an end of today's session. I will be seeing you tomorrow now with more such informative news pieces. Till then, you guys very well know what to do. Keep studying, keep reading, keep writing, keep watching the videos, keep updating yourself, and most importantly, keep revising. Namaste. Jai Hind.